Why suffer through cold, freezing winter nights when Cuba is only a short plane ride away?
We're going to help you prepare for your Cuban escape, whether it's your first time headed there or your 10th return trip. These tips will help make your experience easy, convenient, and unforgettable.
If you enjoyed this video, please hit like and subscribe for more Cuban content.
Tip number 1, embrace the culture. Cuba is a cultural gem. Immerse yourself in one of the most alluring areas on the planet. From the music, to the dancing, to the 1950 aesthetics. You really feel like you've gone back in time while visiting.
While on a resort, the food may not live up to your standards, but when walking through some local Cuban marketplaces, you don't want to pass up on some of the cuisines on offer. Plus, local vendors offer unique wares that will make great souvenirs for you and your family.
When shopping for items to bring back home, keep in mind restrictions your country may have when traveling back with certain wood, food, or other products. The last thing you want to do is throw your holiday souvenirs in the bin.
If you feel safe to do so, try to experience more than just what's on resort. Yes, you will get a Cuban experience there, but it'll be brought up to another level the moment you step off.
Tip number 2, cash is king, but make sure it's the right cash. Unlike most places you travel, your credit card won't do you much good. While some places may accept it, it's best to have Canadian or American dollars on you at all time.
You may think it's wise to exchange your change into local Cuban pesos, but one of the first things your tour guides, travel reps, or resort staff will let you know upon arrival is that they prefer to operate in other currencies as it holds more value.
When heading off resort, you'll be met mostly with a cash-only economy. And while on resort, you'll be constantly waited on by extremely friendly, hardworking staff members who deserve the tips you leave.
Always keep your pockets full of loonies and toonies or dollar bills to leave a nice tip behind to reward them for their great service. If you're out of small change, you could always ask someone at the bar to break a large bill so you can continue to tip.
Tip number 3, prepare to be offline. In this day and age, we need internet to do almost everything, including to book Cuban vacations and even to watch this video on Cuban vacation tips.
However, once you get to Cuba, your access to the internet will change that. If not prepared, you could have a hard time adjusting.
Many resorts now have areas with free internet access, the lobby, some main restaurants. Depending on the resort though, that quality of internet will fluctuate.
There are usually options to buy into increased internet access across the resort, including in your rooms, but don't expect it to be lightning fast, or even work at times.
Now, if you have a reasonable offer from your mobile provider, you could look at getting a roaming plan put on your phone if you absolutely cannot be offline.
And to prepare for the trip, you could always try to pre-download videos on your favorite streaming platforms. However, be aware if you add a roaming plan to your phone, you may not be able to access every streaming platform you have at home once connecting to Cuba's network.
For example, we put a roaming plan on our phone, and once we did that, we were locked out of Disney Plus. We could still access it on our offline devices, but our phones with the roaming plans were blocked.
Tip number 4, foodies beware. I've heard from so many people returning from Cuba that their experience was terrible because of the food.
The beaches, pool, culture, and everything else was great, but they would never go back because of the food.
If you absolutely cannot stand mediocre, flavorless food, yeah, Cuba may not be for you if that's going to ruin your whole experience.
But if you set your expectations properly, you open yourself up to be pleasantly surprised. On our trips to Cuba, we found the food extremely serviceable. There were some bland dishes we ate, but overall we found the seafood, ham, rice, and bread-based items really tasty. We would often go back for seconds.
You have to remember, you're visiting Cuba. You're not at a Michelin star restaurant. There's no guarantee that the meal you ate one day will be available the next. However, they'll always have something available for you to try.
If you want to try to make sure the food meets your expectations, pack your own condiments. Many people bring their own hot sauce to add a little extra flavor, or maple syrup for breakfast dishes.
And last note on food, order a coffee to go along with every meal. The coffee they make at Cuba is next level.
Enjoy it made to your liking, and then even buy some bags on the resort store or at the airport to bring home and keep the vacation alive.
Tip number 5, stay hydrated and protected. This one may seem pretty obvious, but drink water, wear sunscreen.
You'd be surprised by how many people on resort you'll see who are deep red in color because they avoided or haphazardly put on their SPF. And other people who look tired and sick while they're downing another watered down beer.
Yes, resorts are all you can eat, all you can drink, but do your best to pace yourself and try to have water after every alcoholic beverage.
And a vodka tonic doesn't count as a water.
We're not saying this to try to be your parents or anything. We're just basing this on what we've seen and experienced.
The last thing you want to do is lose a whole day or more of your vacation because of heat stroke or dehydration. You're paying for this time away. We want you to have the absolute best time you can.
If you've got a big trip to Cuba coming up, we hope you have a great time. If you've recently been, let us know where you went and about your experience in the comments below.
If you found this video helpful, please hit like and subscribe, and check out more of our Cuba content by clicking the link on the screen.